Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is after Stamp Wars 24 follow-up video, and our sponsor was Jillian Vance Designs, and this stamp set is called Just Be Claus, and it has Santa and wonderful sentiments. Merry Christmas, just be Claus, it's Christmas, have yourself a merry little Christmas, believe in the magic of the season, from Santa's little helper, be merry, be your best elfie, merry and bright, dear Santa, Santa Claus is coming to town, I love you, be Claus, to my favorite couple at Christmas, Merry Christmas, 'tis the season to be jolly, oh what fun, and then down here it says check one, naughty or nice, and your check mark is up here. So a lot of fun sentiments. For Stamp Wars, if you missed it, we had to make a tag, so here is my tag, which I used some puff pen snow marker, and I like that, so I probably will do that again. I colored it with some color pencils and then put a little shimmer on there. And then our sabotages, which were many, were not only did we have to make a tag, but we had to cut out the image. We had to use at least 5 sentiments. We had to color the image. We had to add foil, and we had to use an embossing folder. Oh, and spray it. So I had to do all of those things on this one card. So I thought I'd make it a little bit simpler for the follow-up video, using some of those sabotages. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some spray, and I have my spray box here, and I'm going to spray the Distress Watercolor cardstock on the smooth side. So there's a bumpy side and there's a smooth side, because I do want to stamp my sentiment on here and I do want to emboss it. And we're going to use some Distress Mica spray in Tart Cranberry, which is a nice deep dark red. It's going to look a little bloody, but that's okay. We'll get through this. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm going to take the heat tool to it. Okay, now I'm going to take some water and I'm going to lighten a couple of those spots, and I'm going to use a paper towel to lift some of that. And the longer you leave the water on there, the more it's going to lift. Okay, and just going to quickly dry that again. Okay, that's pretty dry. Now I'm going to stamp on it and we're going to run it through an embossing folder. So if you watched yesterday, I made a little boo-boo with my stamping because I was stamping with VersaFine Clair ink and then I tried to color it with alcohol markers and it just made a mess everywhere. So I'm not going to make that mistake today. I did stamp the image out in Hero Arts Intense because I do want to color that in alcohol markers. So that's ready to go. I wanted that to dry completely before I colored it. But I want to stamp the image on our red watercolor cardstock here. And I'm going to cut this down just a little bit. So it is 5.5 by 4.25. I'm going to cut it down to 5.25 by 4. Basically cuts those drippy edges off. Okay, so now we have our beautiful red light background. I'm going to put this in my Misty. Okay, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment all the way at the bottom. And I think for this one, I'm just going to use Be Merry. Now, if you enjoyed watching Stamp Wars, there is a 10% off coupon until next Saturday. The code is StampWars24. There are some exclusion. It's on $25 purchases or more before taxes and shipping. You'll want to check the website for the exclusion. I believe the already discounted like kits or sets, you can't use the coupon on that, but on everything else you should be good. And that's until Saturday, November the 5th. Alright, now I'm going to set this aside and let that ink dry because I don't want to run that through the embossing folder and the ink transfers onto the embossing folder. So we're going to set that aside to dry, and then while that's drying, I'm going to cut out a couple of accessories and do some coloring. Okay, so I have the holly sprigs from Spellbinders. I'm just going to cut those out of some green cardstock here. I'm going to put those aside. We are going to use those in just a moment. Okay. Really quickly color our Santa Claus, who should be nice and dry, and I've used the correct markers or correct ink for the markers this time. And this is a really simple image to color. As you guys know, I am not great with coloring. I don't like to color, which is why Stacy gave it to us as a sabotage. She did do a good job with the sabotages, though. She really kind of threw us off a little bit. Now I have an extra set to give away. So you'll want to keep watching this video to find out how you can win. I'm going to ask a question. Still thinking about what to ask. And you'll comment down below to answer the question. And then I will pick a winner and somebody will win this set. It will be U.S. residents only. Again, just because of shipping, it's a problem here. Do you guys see a pumpkin beetle climbing in my light? I see a reflection of a pumpkin beetle. There's definitely a pumpkin beetle in my light. That time of year. Okay, I think I got him. I'll have to clean him out later. Ew, pumpkin beetles. Okay, back to Santa. And I will go back in with the snow pen, so I'm not going to do too much with the top of his hat. That's why you guys were yelling at me about fussing with his beard yesterday. Well, that ink was smearing all over the place, and I was just trying to smooth it out. Okay, now if you've never used the snow pen before, it's called the Marvy Snow Marker. It's also known as, he's not dead. Ew. It's also known as the Puffy Velvet Snow Marker. So Marvy's very good at advertising it as a snow marker in the winter. And then in the summer, the rest of the year, it is known as a Puffy Velvet pen. And when you apply this, you want to put it on a side surface first, because sometimes, yeah, that happens and it all oozes out. And you're going to color it in where you want it. And it's going to dry, and it's not going to look like anything special. The thicker you have it, the more it's going to puff, and you can layer this. And the secret to getting this to puff up is you need to add heat. Oops, so I got a little too much there. We're going to have a lot of puff on the front. Okay, so you're going to see as I add my heat gun to this, it's going to puff up. And that's all it takes. Isn't that neat? I love this pen in the winter time. Okay, clean up our mess here. All right. And I'm going to add a little bit of gray to his beard. We're going to go in with a W00. Come on. Markers are stuck in there. And a W1. Okay, so there's a little bit of gray added in there. Nothing super duper fancy. Okay, and then I am going to fussy cut this off camera, so I will be right back. Okay, guys, I'm almost done here. So the secret to fussy cutting is, number one, have a good pair of scissors. But number two is to move the paper as much as you can. Instead of moving the scissors, move the paper. That usually makes it a little easier to fussy cut. And I'm just about finished here. Used to fussy cut all the time, but I think we got spoiled with all of the new die cutting machines and scan and cuts and, you know, all of that good stuff. But this is pretty easy to do. And again, secret is to move the paper, not the scissors. Uh-oh, somebody's at the door. Must be one of Leah's friends. Okay, so that is all cut out. Let's do our embossing, and then it's just assembly, you guys. It's really not that hard to do. So for the embossing, we're going to use a 3D embossing folder. It's called Scenic Poinsettias from Spellbinders. You do need the special adapter plate for spellbinders if you're going to use these 3D plates. But we're going to put our spray red embossing folder in there. Now you know why I did it in red. Oops. And then we have the D plate, D for 3D. And we're going to run that through, and it's going to be a little thicker because this is watercolor paper. Oh, my ink transferred anyway. Didn't wait long enough. That's okay. See that? I'll have to clean that up later. That's all right. It didn't smear on there. That looks really pretty. And now we're just going to assemble everything. And I'm just going to put a block on there, let that dry. Okay, so if you want a chance to win this stamp set brand new, I will send it to you. I want to know, what is your most memorable Christmas gift? You know, Christmas obviously is a special time of year. I know some people celebrate and some people don't. So just a memorable gift that you got, you know, like a Christmas gift. I want to know what it was. Tell me how old you were. What was the gift? I think for me, I was probably about, oh, I don't know, 6, I want to say. I was probably about 6. And I think I've told this story before, but my mom at that time, my father was in the military, so he traveled a lot. But so my mom really didn't work. She was a stay-at-home mom. But that year, she went out and she got a part-time job. And she saved up her money, and she came home one day with a refrigerator box full of toys. Like, it was a big empty refrigerator box full of toys. And you know, at the time we were kids, we didn't know what was in the box. So we just saw this big box come home. And that night, my dad had to, like, assemble everything, put batteries in everything, you know, make sure it was all ready. And then in the morning, I think my dad was probably up at like 5 or 6 in the morning playing with all these toys. And that's how we woke up to, like, these noises and gadgets and beeps and, you know, things like that. And I'll never forget that Christmas. So it wasn't just like one present. I think I did get a light bright that year, and that might have been the highlight of my Christmas. But it wasn't just one present. It was just the fact that I'd never seen that many presents come into the house before. And then when my dad was putting everything together, it was kind of fun to, you know, be woken up to all these bebops and, you know, things. So that's my, I think, most memorable Christmas as a kid, and getting like the best gifts. But this is my follow-up card. So you can see that poinsettia embossed background with the sprays, and then adding a little bit of the green sprig to set off Santa, and then the sentiment down at the bottom, be merry. So a lot of fun with this set. It has some good sentiments, so you'll definitely want to check it out, and limited time to use the coupon code. If you have any questions, post them down below. If you missed Stamp Wars, I'll put that at the end for you so you can go back and watch it. If you had fun, please give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to everybody else and watch their videos as well. They also will have a giveaway. And keep on stamping. Bye, guys.